completely self-taught, yeah. I mean, I had periods in my life where I went to, you know, tried going to take lessons and learn music and all that stuff, and I really did try for years and years. Like when I was up for the Aussie stint at one point, as I was up for it at three different times in my life. But the one time I was up for it, they told me you have to know music. You know, you have to know how to read and the circle of fifths and all this kind of stuff, which I had no idea about. So I was like, literally, you know, applied myself and had a teacher and all this stuff, and just not built that, not wired that way. You know, I'm not saying it's a good or bad thing. It's just people learn differently. Some people are tactile, and some people are sensory, and some people visual, and so forth. So whatever it takes to get there. Randall LB103s, which is my newest Randall amp that I've designed. This is a couple of years old now, and my Lynch box cabinets, which has my design Celestion speakers in them. Like for instance, on this Shadow Train movie I'm doing, we did a soundtrack, and the band is pretty much a improvisational band. And true improvisational in the sense that it's not like Government Mule where you do some classic song and improvise in the middle of it. I mean, we just make up stuff off the top of our heads on the spot, which is unrehearsed, and it just goes on for 20 minutes. That's all I did in the 60s and 70s. We never had songs, and most people, I mean, a lot of people did that. Everything was about that back then, you know, and I miss that, and I think that was really a pretty, the reason I miss it is because when the audience and the band are connected, and that's happening, the audience is experiencing, I've said this in interviews, experiencing the creative moment rather than the recreative moment. That's a monumental difference. You know, and you may not even realize it when you're witnessing it or watching it or you're involved in it, but retroactively when you're thinking about it, you know, or it's important. Like I look at the audience at Band of Gypsies, and they're just kind of sitting there, like scratching their heads and talking to each other. I'm like, dude, that was such a profound musical moment, you know, and not that I'm equating what I do with that, but we've had those moments on a much smaller scale in Shadow Train, and we do everything from fake bluegrass. I'm not going to call it real bluegrass because I don't know how to play bluegrass, but quasi bluegrass music to space acid jams to straight up like Deep Purple, early 70s rock, to sort of Tool-esque metal, atmospheric stuff. And we even got some stuff that I actually would, you'd probably groan if I told you, but some of this kind of, anybody heard of Immortal Technique? Yeah, yeah. But very political, and he's actually a professor of political science, and he does a spoken word thing, and this other guy, a street poet, Monty Smith, does a spoken word thing. And I've got this kid named Flash who works with Donna and all these other people. He drives up on his skateboard with his hat backwards with his laptop and his Logic and his little drum pads. And we just go to town, and we created all this stuff that's pretty heavy, that's just, I don't want to say dubstep, because I don't want to make everybody throw up, but I mean, it ain't Korn with Skrillex, but it's kind of like that, you know? And there's nothing wrong with that, you know? And people are just like, wait a minute, you got to stick to the thing that we like you for, which is just got lucky. Like, no. So I hope people are open to it. That's the other thing. I think rock and roll people from my era are the most conservative people on the freaking planet. which just blew my mind because I started doing other kinds of music and people just start throwing, you know, rotten eggs and tomatoes at me, and I'm just like, really? I mean, this is music. We're supposed to evolve, and I would think you would want that, you know? But it's weird. People, I guess, they just want their Coke to stay Coke.